Hi, it's Hazel, and welcome to my channel, Hazel and Aka Design. I'm going to let you take in the wonder of this journal that I'm about to flip through. And I will point out, I guess anyone who regularly comes to this channel understands that, and this was I don't know, I guess it happened just because of who I am. This channel is as much about the chatting as it is about the crafting. So if that is what appeals to you, then you've come home, baby. If, you want it very, if you want your videos very business-like, very step A to step B from here to there, then perhaps this isn't the place for you. Although I do those videos too. So there will be some chatting here. Some of you may remember that recently my buddy Carol from Crinkled Path Journals did, a road trip in which she dragged across the U.S. from her place in California to my family's place in Colorado, in Denver, a box full of goodies, both things that I had purchased and things that she was gifting me very graciously. Anyway, from Denver, my kids then brought the box to Canada for a wedding that we had at the end of June, and in almost as long a journey, this journal came to me via car from Manitoba. When I was in Manitoba in March, I met, of course, Kim Newberg for the first time, as well as Thelma Findlay. And we had a grand old time, and I think we connected immediately. Anyway, one day, we were at Thelma's house, and I was mesmerized by her room, incidentally, and also by the show and tell of her journals. So, imagine sitting at somebody's dining room table looking through, 10 or 12 journals. And I knew that I wanted to buy something from her, and I settled on this one. I mean, there were many beautiful ones, but I think I've had a soft spot for steampunk forever. And so, needless to say, because of if you remember those videos, I could not have crammed another piece of paper in my luggage, never mind a journal this size. So long story short, Thelma knew she was coming to a wedding in Alberta in July, and she promised to deliver the journal. So yesterday, although that isn't going to mean anything to you because this will be a scheduled video, we met for breakfast and I got my journal. So in an enormous show of self-control, I did not look at it. I thought I would do that. I would rediscover the contents with you here today. So let's get to it. And I will, excuse me, end up with showing you the other stuff that didn't fit in my suitcase. So this journal is 9.5 by, well, to the widest point, about almost 6 3/4. And get a load of this spine, 3 3/4. Now, I don't know, I think steampunk appeals to me because of the proliferation of things to look at. I think that's also why I like collage and so much of what we do, because it's a visual feast. So likewise here. And there is a sentiment there. And I think part of the beauty of buying or swapping a journal with someone is that you, number one, you get to keep it, and you get to keep rediscovering. So would I ever pick you know, a crow wearing a top hat and a cape, and probably not, but isn't it just perfect here? So there's a bee and a, like, and I think, I don't know, some of these are metal, some are plastic, but you'd never know which is which. Anyway, it says, but what if I fail? Oh, but my darling, what if you fly? Isn't that a great image right there? And in typical Thelma fashion, she does layering. So this is like an iridescent bluey brown fabric. And then 1, 2, 3 matted layers. And that little line of red is just perfect there. And the coarseness, the texture of this burlappy type material is gorgeous as well. So then the spine. This is like a door plate. So there's the keyhole. Now, I think that is plastic, but now I don't know. I didn't ask her whether she had done the painting and so on. But look, there are a couple of images and gears. Who doesn't love gears? Like, I love gears. And keys and padlocks. And these little, and a buckle. Like, she threw everything except the kitchen sink at this. And, of course, little bits of sparkle. Would you have left this journal behind in Manitoba? I don't think so. And then look at the closure. Oh, and she's got 3 sewn-in signatures. Look at this closure. You would think, like, this is so heavy-duty. Let me just spread this out a bit. Look at the size of this thing. And then these dangly bits. Hey, there's a fleur-de-lis. Carrie, there's a fleur-de-lis. Anyway, giant. Anyway, at this rate, we'll need 3 episodes for this. So let's get on with them. Thelma uses a lot of scrapbook paper, so I guess we're going to see a fair bit of that in here. But again, very deliberately chosen. So, you know, this is going to be one of those journals that is probably never going to lie flat. But again, am I ever going to write a word in here? Probably not. So we've got a flip out, and I'm just hoping, I have my camera higher than usual. I just hope that you guys can see something. What the heck? I can't remember what you call this, but of course she's kind of got this effect here. This is part of a card, I guess. Let me get those things back in there. Look at this. Now, if you don't know Thelma, now, unfortunately, bad girl, she doesn't post many videos. But if you saw any of the, if you were following our Happy Mail movement started by Kim, you know that everyone loved getting something from Thelma because her work is so, what's the word? Intricate, layered, blingy. And so, of course, you know, we sort of gave her what for, that she's not doing videos, you know, with any regularity at all. She has other interests, including genealogy, so maybe that's where her focus is right now. But anyway, let me carry on here. This is a little tiny, now what is this made of? It's probably paper, but it feels and looks like leather. This is some sort of an embossed little coppery thing, and we know that I have a weakness for copper. A bunch of tags in here. The end of a spine stuck in this pocket, which, okay, you know, I should have, well, I guess it's too late now. Our meeting is over. Like, This looks like it's die cut, but it's so thick, so she must have glued it to several layers of something. And of course, there's this little dangly bit here. More, oh, I see some glue here. I wonder if something fell off. Gears again. And, you know, the heft of these pages. Look at this. How, well, I don't know. If we had breakfast, and then of course we hit we hit about 4 thrift stores, which wasn't bad considering that we didn't have a plan and it was stinking hot. But you know, you kind of feel, instead of showing a visitor the natural wonders of the area, take her to all the best spots. Oh my goodness. Again, matted. Okay, there's more. Again, where do you find images like this? I don't know. I don't gravitate to this, you know, when I'm out and about and looking at books and whatnot. Another fleur-de-lis, another bit of that iridescent ribbon, more, you know, hardware, another vintage book spine that is beautiful, some beautiful lace, some trim, scrapbooking paper. Everything is very heavy, so she's glued, I guess, this book page. Is that, yeah, that's a book page, and this together. So I don't think there's anything, well, this is cardstock, double-sided. Hot air balloon sticker. A mousetrap, for heaven's sakes, people. A mousetrap. And I think anybody knows how I feel about mice, but when it looks like that, yes, I'll take it. So she's embellished that, well, she's obviously painted it, and then added a crown and a bee and gears and some papers. A mousetrap, people. Looks like it's out of that same book. Same ribbon. Why, like I have ribbon to circumnavigate the globe a couple of times. Why don't I ever do that? Wrap it around tags, wrap it around pages. This has, again, been back to give it some dimension. A butterfly. A piece of, well, a strap or something from something. Beautiful paper, by the way. This little thing that opens up, tied with these tiny, teeny tiny little bits of ribbon. Another gear. Oh my goodness, here's another, what do you call it, spine. Another hot air balloon. So I'm sure, because she did say something about hot glue, so I'm sure that these heavy dimensional objects are probably all hot glued down. But again, this just, look at these cute little, oh my goodness. Another bit of book spine. And of course, let's keep that closed. Now this feels like it should open. Oh, magnetic. So here's another, you know, raised thing. Another bit of book spine with a little, I guess, dimensional number. Oh, this, a die cut, but again, very thick, like it's about, well, 1/16 of an inch thick, so it's not just normal paper. Another hot air balloon. That same iridescent ribbon, which I just love. A little fancy clip with this teeny tiny fibers. This little thing, Steampunk, Dream, and believe. Again, dimensional sticker, dimensional heart, gears, clock faces. And I have some of these. These are actually, you know, plastic buttons. A tag underneath, it's all glittery. And I hope that you don't mind me going in such detail, but I think anybody who is thinking about doing a steampunk journal could certainly pick up a lot of ideas here. And also, you know, this journal will never have had a flip through by Thelma because she doesn't really do that. So again, a base, I'm sure you're being blinded by the glare, but anyway, a brown, teal, and then this top layer, which is like a metallic, you know, antique gold or coppery color. And again, same ribbon. And I wonder, maybe that's some, I don't know what that is. A clock face, and I have a weakness for clocks. Again, something I don't know. Why do I keep saying that? I just don't know. Look how thick this is. Between this layer and this cardstock, again, beautiful colors. Love keys. Another little notebook. And this, of course, has been glued to the page. Another little keyhole there. Beautiful paper. Look at that dragonfly. Now I wonder, well, I'm going to just leave the book as it is. So, okay, now we're starting the third signature. So look at the gusset. Look at that. That's a good, I would say, almost 1/4 inch pocket there. More of this raised so I'm just wondering if this was whatchamacallit, modeling paste. That is pretty darn perfect. And then, you know, obviously it's been colored. Again, she's used a ribbon binding and added these little papers inside. And then this feels very pebbly. There, of course, is the copper matting. Another key. Same ribbon. Love it. Love it. Love it. And of course, you need a pocket that deep for something that thick. And I guess, you know, when you have heavy things like this inside, obviously reinforcing the pages by doubling them up makes a lot of sense, because otherwise I think the integrity of the book would be gone. Another one of these, I don't know what, well, they're not stickers. They're not, I don't know what they are. Decoration, let's call it a decoration. Again, 3 layers of matting. And again, is this not a good thing to emulate? Because most of us, including me, have way, way, way too much cardstock. And that's a good way to use it up. This is just, you know, glued down to this paper. Fancy little, again, a whole thing here. Another one of these, all these metal or plastic pieces. Again, adding interest. Okay, this is shiny. Okay, what is that? It feels like it has wings. So there, I don't know if you can. So this is, I don't know, maybe that was something that she die cut out of plastic, because there's a flag here on a flagpole. Here's a wing of some sort. See what I mean about discovering? Look at this. Now, because it's, I wonder if that would have been probably a necklace piece, or, again, I don't know, but positioned in such a way that it fits. Well, I guess it's the head on this body here. Another hot air balloon. Da Vinci Code. I hope I'm still in frame. Fancy little copper clip. Another little notebook. This is interesting paper. It almost feels, well, it's, I don't know, it's nice. It's nice. I might even have some of this scrapbooking paper because, and of course, okay, so she's used, this must have, like, I don't see or feel that those are brads, so I guess they're just flat decorations. This again folds out. Oh, a dinosaur skeleton. More of that paper that's been folded and tucked into that pocket. Again, multi-mats. Oh, and here's something again. Oh, you know what? Because this is printed, I bet you this was, you know how sometimes you can buy those, well, it's heavier than acetate. If you can see where my finger is touching that, this pair of goggles here is, I think, cut out of one of those clear sheets. Love this. And then that is the end. So this baby is obviously going to have pride of place and a good 4 inches on my bookcase where I keep my purchased and gifted journals. Let me see if I can close this. Okay, I probably disturbed something and now it, oops. Okay, there we go. So this is what we will be seeing on the side of my, on the bookcase. Okay, I don't know how long that took. I hope that you found it was worthwhile. But before I let you go, let me just show you what else I got. When I arrived in Manitoba, the first, well, not the first thing. The first thing was we went to the thrift store when they picked me up at the airport. Eventually, it was time to go for supper. So we did, to a great little restaurant. And all of a sudden, Thelma hands this heavy little suitcase to me in the restaurant. And I open it, take a peek, and then I'm thinking, oh my goodness. Well, or maybe I opened the whole thing there because we sat for a while and visited. Anyway, let me, and of course, I love the fact that it's an animal print. And I love, so it's 10 by, I'd say 14 by 6 inches. Love the color, love this animal print, and love the fact that it was filled with wonderful treasures. So again, I couldn't take this home. So Thelma, of course, brought it along with the journal. And some of the stuff that's in here obviously was included some things that I couldn't obviously fit in my luggage, plus some additional things that she's added. So maybe, well, I guess we have to go in the order in which we see this. So I'm sorry if you can't see it all, but look at this. So it is obviously a fancy-dancy, embellished on netting, kind of an overlay on this beautiful, rich red. And of course, it's black tulle, so it makes this look even more burgundy-ish. So you can see, I'm so sorry, you can see that, you know, she's obviously deconstructed something. This is a bit of, I don't know, maybe one panel in a skirt or something. And then there's this whole additional piece that could be. Now, wouldn't this work well in my black and white journal? Anyway, so let me put this aside and keep going. Or you know what, maybe, well, whatever, I'll just do it. I'm thinking that these are okay, this is like really soft, plushy, velvety stuff with silver trim. I'm thinking that these were probably cuffs on something. So 2 of those. This feels like a cotton, and I kind of wish, oh, wouldn't that be nice to have as a blouse? Nice and cool. So, okay, that's the wrong side. This, oh, just a minute. Look at these. Oh, so it's kind of one of those things where they've made, where the seams are kind of obvious. Okay, so this is the wrong side, but even on the right side, you can see that you can see that you can see. Anyway, it's a nice big piece, and it's a lovely color, and maybe like Sandy, I have a blue journal in my future, especially when you see some of the other things here. Okay, then there is this. So, again, we can see that this is a dress or part of a dress. Is that not beautiful? When I see these things, I'm reminded of, well, how much boho type stuff I have. Oh, and there's such a wonderful smell coming off this. Oh my goodness. And that I have boho journals that need finishing. But I promise myself, I should be showing you the nicer side. I promise myself and you that I'm not going to do that until I finish the blush journals, which we're getting close, people. Then look at this. And it's one of those fabrics that has the little tiny mirror pieces, or what looks like mirror. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I'll save that for the end. Here is some lovely, rich, and you know, it takes something to give something to someone that you really love yourself. So this is probably her favorite color. Not as easy to find these days as some years when burgundy and merlot, whatever, however you want to describe it, is more, you know, sort of the color of choice in fashion and so on. Anyway, nice big piece of that. Okay, this, oh, and I'll save this for the end as well. This is so heavy. This is the plastic tablecloth that I bought in Manitoba. Cut it up in my hotel room. Just, you know, again, to save some weight and some space, had salvaged the decorative parts. So here's some border. And of course, I would be using this for dyeing paper. But you can see it had to have been a giant thing. Plus, I gave Kim a bunch at the time. And then other sections. I won't bother trying to show it all, but other sections. Okay, here's a corner, more of the edge. Take my word for it. It's a big, heavy piece. So I do have some plans for some dyeing very soon. So I will obviously use this wherever I can. That just hit the floor. This was obviously a little book that I bought. Look at that, 30 cents in Altona, Manitoba. And it would be, I guess, German. It feels great, like it's a fabric cover. Let's get this off here. Sometimes the glue, oh no, this comes off easily. So it's got that Gothic font in it. Can we find a date though? Nope. But again, beautiful. Oh, what's that? This looks like a calendar page. How nice is that? Let's put that aside. Okay, then of course a variety of, and Thelma had put this in the suitcase. I haven't seen this kind of a ledger before. Then there's also this one. No date on there, but different in the, you know, all the holes are very clearly intact. I don't know why that's angled off. This has an interesting mechanism for binding. A whole slug of this paper with butterflies and petals and so on, roses. A package of, well, this is 25 sheets of this, what I would call wedding paper. And this is actually the kind of stuff that I print my wedding ceremonies on, like when I give the couple a copy of their ceremony. So who knows, that might go in my wedding stuff. Can we call these large print playing cards? Every time I play cards with somebody, I say, and keep your cards hidden. So if you put this against your chest to keep your cards from prying eyes, it's practically like a shield. It's so big. And then, okay, we've hit the bottom of the suitcase. This was probably, you know, let me just show you. Probably a train case because it has a mirror and it has these 3 pockets. Anyway, let's put this baby down. And then this book of duplicate receipts, which, again, it's a hardcover book. It's got 100 pages, not very many gone. And don't these look like they're, well, they're from the 19s. But yeah, I think these would lend themselves beautifully to, I'm fluttering some papers here, to dyeing. Okay, so let me just put this paper aside so I can show you some of the handmade stuff that she included. And in case you're wondering, I did give Thelma a shopping bag full of some things that I put together. She's a very particular person, so I'm hoping that when she has a chance to look through it, that she, you know, finds things that she's able to use. So there were, I gave her some cardstock packages, some scrapbooking paper that I thought she might like, a bunch of fabric, you know, so on and so on. Okay, so these things were also in the suitcase. So this is a paint chip. Again, blush. Should this, well, I don't know if I want to, well, whatever. I'll decide if I want to put it in a one of the journals or not. This is like one of those raised things. It's not a great description. Some gathered something or other, so I don't know, was that part of a cuff or something from a garment? Cute little flowers. a sentiment. Beautiful. Here is, well, obviously book page. Again, thick. So I don't know if I've never asked, because of course we're talking about other things. Like, is this packaging? Is that how she gets the thickness? And again, layers. So a bit of, I don't know what that is, trim of some sort, a little piece of paper that she put a grommet in, a matted little image, and then this little tabaruno. And then here, so many walk through this life trying to fit in. The truth, darling, you were always meant to stand out. That's what Mona Lee says. All these little fibers and this cute little dangle. Isn't that a great way to use a dangle? I have to do some serious beading, people. This, look at this. So it's scrapbook paper, again, cardstock, a multi-layer, okay, so then lace, over which she has put this image that has been matted on 2 more layers, a little, like a little window, I guess, and this little cluster of, I don't know, millinery flowers or whatever. And it's a little teeny tiny, well, a little teeny, tall, skinny journal with dyed papers. And she's just stapled it shut. This is out of a book, so it's lightweight. I think I recognize this fabric from Kim. Kim gave me a bunch of that. Again, 1, 2, 3 mats. This AI type face. A piece of blingy jewelry. These iridescent things that are gems that remind me of peacock. And some fibers from this very piece of fabric. This is another little notebook with this scrapbooking paper. Again, 1, 2 mats. A ribbon. That's another good way to use up ribbon, man. A ball pin dangle that she's put through the ribbon, which is another clever idea for using up dangles. Just trying to look at that. So she would have used a head pin. Cool. And then, of course, all this writing paper. Oh, she had given me a roll of washi tape. So, of course, like a fool, I had to keep the box because look at these cute images on here. So that was also tucked in the box or in the suitcase. And then, apparently, when she was in New Brunswick visiting with Kim, this was something that they were working on. And I don't know if Kim has done a video or not, but if she hasn't, she should. Kim, you should. These, now this is different. This is, I would say, this is a bead with 2 holes. This is a domino wrapped with all this. Well, that's a seam allowance, actually. It's not even ribbon. Like, is this not the cutest thing ever? Kim, I know you're taking time off to pick berries and get your commissions done, but you need to do a video on this, man. I will be nagging you until you do. And this is a paper clip. This is a paper clip. Now this one has been glued to the back of the domino, which I can see that being easy. attach a dangle, attach a ribbon, wrap it, put a little focal point on the top, make a little, rosette or whatever with a bit of cording. This one is harder to decode though, because if you can see, I would say that this is a bracelet bead with 2 holes, that would have had an elastic running through it to make it an expansion bracelet. Tulle or netting, a dangle, cute little ribbon flowers. Anyway, I'm going to end there because I'm sure this has gone on long enough, but I hope that, like me, you have loved every minute of it because of the uniqueness of the ideas and the generosity of the person who gave these things to me. And of course, the lovely journal that I purchased. So thank you so much for joining me. I will continue to annoy Thelma and encourage Thelma to start doing YouTube videos, because clearly she has things to teach us. And I did tell her, and again, it's quite the stretch to have me giving anyone tech support, but I did tell her how she could make her videos at least be landscape format as opposed to, how when we shoot things with our phone. So anyway, thanks so much for joining me. I hope that you have loved every minute of it, because I have loved exploring this with you and showing you these things. So again, we will see you in the next one. I hope that if you enjoy the conversation and I didn't do a darn thing except show you stuff today, but I hope that I hope you're sufficiently intrigued that you check out some of my other videos. We actually do accomplish some things some days. And usually the conversation is something that resonates with many of you. So I'm happy to keep talking. And anyway, I love you all, truly. See you in the next one. Bye.